kwase mukama katonda yeye kasobola kutuvunusa embeera eno. Programu eno The Big Story beeramu ne mukadde waffe Tamale Mirundi mutabani wa Yowaana ne Mmoleba Mirundi eri waffe kaliisizo mu Buddu era ng'olunaku olwaleero tuzze okwogera ku nsonga ez'enjawulo wabula nga programu yaffe eno batuusibwako aba Everett Real Estate Dealers bano nno nga be batunda wamu n'okugula ettaka okwetoola eggwanga lyonna nga tulina estate zaffe emu esangibwa Kanyanda millions 6 zokka ate tulina ne estate endala eri Kanyanda gye tubaguliddewo eri enkadde eneetera okuggwesa naye tubaguliddewo estate empya awo Kanyanda millions 6 zokka ojja kubanga n'ekibanyampola okireeta ate era tulina estate yaffe Nakawuka ne Kaliti Nkoowe ezo nno $25,000 buli poloti naye osasulako ebitundutundu abantu temukyalina ssente zaawamu osasulako ebitundutundu. Tulina ne estate endala ennene esangibwa Galuge ya $65,000 ogula ettaka nozimba maka n'empewo nezibanga ez'ennyanja zikufuwa. Kakati tusangibwa kubayita ababiri ku kubo erigenda Kasenyi ku kizimbe ekiriko Abusa Bank awo waggulu wetuli ku kizimbe waggulu awo wetuli aba Everett. Tusenda ettaka tumalawo enkayana ez'ebyettaka ate tukukyusiza n'ekyapa. Akati tuli ku ssimu noti 7 217 oba noti 7 noti 317 biba Everett Real Estate Dealers. Ndine mukadde waffe Tamale Mirundi yatuuse dda mutabani wa Yowaana ne Mmole yatuuse dda waali nga tugenda kwogera ku nsonga nyingi ezikwata ku ggwanga lino. Njagala abantu tebategedde bulungi nnyo ensonga ze Amongo lwaki bamutaddeko sanctions ne Nandutu mu ggwanga ery'Abongereza baagala ozibatangaaze. Ekyokubiri waliwo ebitongole byaganye okwegatta ng'ekitongole ekyayunula kyaganye okwegatta ku kitongole ekya Wakisi nga bagamba nti by'ebitongole ebirala nga baabiganye n'ebirala bitandise okuva nti tujja kwegatta. So kaakati awo tugenda okutambula mu
osooka kwebaza bano abatuteeka mu ssente
aba Everett
ezaye
topire era ng'ojja mpadde mu style
tuyina trend eyakivubuka lwaki tobuuza nannyiniyo yaani
topi ya jeno muhoozi kaino lugabo ojambala kivubuka
ensi kakati mbabuulire tukiyita situation evaluation buli lweyagala okusolvinga problem tukiyita situation evaluation. You evaluate the situation as it is to provide an answer.
N'olyokumanya nti kakati
nabagamba
kino kye tulina
nti Abaganda bangi nze kuyabatta. Why? Bo baali balowooza nti eddagala ly'omuzungu bw'oliteeka mu mubiri liringa mmumbu kuba mwembu ejjamu olubuto ate neerulemezaamu yonna ebikola. Kati bo balowoozanga nti bw'omira eddagala ly'omuzungu n'enzikula egiwonya. Si different types.
Bonga bamanyi ti
kati bw'abeera mutwalira nti omutwe gwe gunnuma
engalooza nti bwanamira eri omutwe n'enziko ejja kugenderako.
This is the problem. Situation evaluation. Waliwo omukazi bamugamba nti erinnya lyo lirimu ekibuga naga nti ono pesticide gwe nnina wano kamunywe namunyongoza mukama died. Situation evaluation. Kakati situation evaluation ekola bweti. Situation evaluation otunulya ekyolwana nakyo n'okola evaluation. Nti look at me. What was at stake? I wanted to prove that I was innocently treated. Sina kyenakola. But some people knew I had credible information about the organ trade. Bwe balowooza nti bwe bangoba mu State House nja kubeera weekend bampite nga bwe bakola olumala okukunyamu ekitoli kyabwe bakiyitayo ne baddamu ne bakinyamu ne bakomawo ne baniya. Kakati nti bansanga nga bamanyi myaka 10 tukubaganye. What did I want to achieve? Situation evaluation. Nti what I've proved innocent. Everybody knows this man was badly treated. Yes. Now I'm venturing into politics with the credibility. Entering into what? Politics with credibility. Sikumbuza bibuuzo sebo wavootya mu State House. Bakitegedde. Two, tebafunyemu. Because by dealing with me, baali balowooza nti their business will flourish. Efudde. Buli omu kati agimanyi ku accident zibeerewo bakwasa omutwe. Kuba abasokozi bakolaki? Babamanyi. Only two. Bwe ndaba meeting zaabwe including that of yesterday. Bali basigadde bamanyi oli tebali abo. bannaabwe bonna babagamba ekintu mukite Museveni yakiyingiramu tekikyasobola kukola. Bw'oba omubbi omugezi bw'okuba oluggi ne luteggula dduka era ne bagamba nti ababbi abo bwe bayagala bakubbe ababbi nga bagera okubba ekirofu abatambula mu byalo kasita okajjuza bamanya nti oyo alina ssente. Olaba abantu botategeera Uganda nga mutamiivu bagafutala olukijja nakanga abajja ate kyazinywedde dda
kino ekisajja kitumalira mu bwiri
beekweka ababbi. Naye omusajja nagambwa bona basazi b'omukamala muzeeyi ssente zo zigwa nze mbaga zigwa oziwe ennyoko kuba olukwatayo ng'amanya ng'akubira munne essimu ayina ssente muzeeyi ssente zo zigwa oziwe ennyoko. But that man is a very arrogant man. As he goes away, kakati situation evaluation tujibala bakifiiriddemu president's ambition ezifudde status gundi crowd gye baali bayina tebakyagiina and they are now isolated. Kakati I must say, should I continue fighting? Kubanga alayinzi bange abasinga kati Museveni ye yabagobye emulago n'agendwala n'abaana batraining n'emulago ne babafuumulayo. Kakati bwe kibatamanyi nti mu future n'ab'emulago bajja kubeera future witnesses. Tumuyite ekyakwanzi to apologize kuba batya future recording zisigaddewo ebyuma bisigaddewo. Kakati mufunyimu ki? You have ended up losing. Tewali kibazimu n'ekimu. Kakati amuventure can I work with these people again? Sobola. Mpunye poison basa omwana wange bakubye omwana ne bamugyemu amannyo.
Kino kirireetinga otya nekya
anti ye situation evaluation. Nti kati do I need to fight again?
Tugenda mu politics.
I have alerted the president. Is now my songo ally. Takidisimisinze badduse bagenzi emulago n'entwe zaabwe abasawo b'emulago baganye. Museveni abatutte emisinde. Kakati why do you fight these people dragging buli kimu kyonna bakifiiriddwa. Recording is very well tumuyita nazijjawo zisigaddewo permanent indelible ink. Mumugenda kujjawo bwa president nga abantu bamanyi musokoola. We musokoolera nga temuli mu power ani ali bakwasa power. Ekitegeeza ne president's ambition zikoze eki zifudde. Kakati when you move to among handlers si balungi. Hapana. The issue is not whether Amongi has property in the UK. That's not the issue. The issue is that they are invading the country's sovereignty. Chibatategeera bano gwenda bwoyo omwogezo wa parliament.
Ye obole tachitaputa bwatu.
Nabana abalabo nna.
Bachitaputa kifula nne.
Bwate bakitegeera. The British tukiyita neo-colonialism. Omanyi nti abazungu baleese obumu okukyusa Oluganda.
Ne ludda mu luzungu. Nabiwuliddeko.
Because of these programs.
Nabiwuliddeko.
Abazungu bakoze obumu intelligence yonna zirina obumu okukyusa Oluganda. Waliwo president yali mu East Africa muno. Recruited a person n'amujja mu Uganda mukyusire programu zino mu Luganda.
Zoyogera.
Zenjogera.
Nga bala bakwatako.
Ne banziyano ne bantwala e Zambia. Omanyi Abazambia balina tribe bayina bayita Banyanja n'abaki boogera Luganda. Everything balabika baavoola. I was surprised. Embuzi bagiyita mbuzi mulamu bamuyita mulamu. They speak Luganda. You can hear what the conference they are talking about. Kati ze banzija wano ne bagamba nti gundizo proverb zizo. Omanye proverb oba tuziyita tutya esimiri illustrates a point and illustrates person. Ne muhoza fene muhoza yangamba ko naye omugero obwo bunyuma nnyo lwaki tobutundira zinga mu Lunyankole ne mugamba mu Lunyankole nabo mwebuli mubulina
lwakuba temubukozesa.
Yes. African gundi zati zifaanagana kubanga bayimagininganga bintu bye bayina.
Yes, kubasinziira
okugereesa okukola engero zonna. In fact bangambe nti Mwankole mulimu abalogo babayita bagumaala. Sajja nti abubuwane wamu abatambula ngatto. Mwankole mulimu abalogo babayita bagumaala. Nja kubuuza otafiire abagumaala ng'omugumaala yeddira nsanafu bejja kika kya nsanafu abagumaala.
Mwankole wali ekika ky'ensanafu.
Be bagumaala ng'omugumaala ye waba yeetisse ettooke ekikolokomba akiteeka eno
emabega
bwe muyisinganya ate neriri alitwala bweba ennimiro bo basimba kasooli oba osogamu nga bamutuliriza njuba gyeva abalala basimba kati gwegenda obbe mu nnimiro y'omugumaala
oba oleesa obusa
I will find out where the Wanyankole true have the type of witches called abagumala. Omugumala ni bwakusanga ng'ogenda mu ddwaliro ng'olina olubuto alubba
n'alutwala ye
omwana n'azaalirwa ewuwe omugumala
ye ng'ate abo balogo
nnyo
eyo sijja osaana okugenda mu kulutu
kati abasawo abaganda bagenda kwefuula abagumala abakerewe naye bawulira byenjogera ne yeefuula okukanga abantu kakati let me tell you Britain is attacking the sovereignty of our country. Why? Why? You see, ekiri mu Uganda, Abanyarwanda baali bakiina. Abedda abajjanga okulima. Empologoma bwe yajjanga n'etwalako omu. Kiramutwaye.
Kiramujjaye.
Mu kifo ky'ogangingaafu against empologoma.
Bagamba nti mwekomekome oli kimulidde.
Kimulidde. Mune beesenda.
We
have a practice in Uganda of isolating our people in danger. Kubanga wabawo abalowooza nti when the speaker goes, nze nja kitwala. You are fighting for the enemy. Kubanga ffe bwe tuba tukola ebintu ebyo situation evaluation. Let me ask you. The British have exposed themselves. They are not serious people. No. But I cannot quarrel with them. Why? Nebo ina visa bakugamba nti this visa is not an automatic way permission to enter UK over USA. You are subject to the same questions that the immigration. They have a right not to allow you in their country.
Go to the airport.
And that's why we travel with a go the return ticket bakuteka kunyonyi n'okomawo. Nga visa ojina ne yoli midu kwansalinga question. This is their country. That's their country.
Nebonga bazibu nnyo.
Yes, they have their principles. But let me pose questions to the British government. One, where do you have power? Have you tried these people, the Mabati issue? If you have tried them, do you have the jurisdiction to try Ugandans over domestic cases?
Yes.
Two, if 6 girls fall pregnant in a school, and the rule is that any girl who falls pregnant must leave the school. What happens if some remain and others go? Mbagamba ne bwobanga oli musomesa nasomesaako mbadde nsomesa ne mu institute z'abamawulire bw'obanga muyina omuwala gw'oyagala ng'oli indisciplined teacher n'agwa mu musango tobapanisinga oba bonna bapanisinge kubanga abaana bakutunuulya baba kumanya
baba balinze oli gw'oyagala.
Let the British government tell us what crime did among commit and these two, which others did not commit, to target the three. Ate babibuuza
mama Nabbanja amabati yagatwala.
Yes.
Kasajja yagatwala. Kadaga yagatwala. Nandutu ne Among basinga okubba amaanyi.
And where does Britain get the basis of involving poking their noses in our domestic issues?
Bebatuwa amabati ago.
Yes. Where the Mabati bought from British donation to tell you that our citizens in Britain are concerned because this money is generated from British taxpayers. Where do they come in?
What a kukuba ensonga endala.
Yes. Anti okuba bano. Sikubaga nti sinayo property. This is no property. Yes, is to have a combined team of the Ugandan government. Nti nagambo nze nali nvudde bweru nensanga mutaani wange omu nga bamusibye mu kkomera nti yafunyisiza omuwala olubuto nagenda nenoonya omuwala nange nemuteeka mu kkomera. Yes.
Oli wambazulu
nembuuza netutula ne mukulu munnange nemugamba maama walabye kola obuto lwebayita mwese. It takes two people to make a pregnancy. Owo lwatasoma ngolozo wange yasomanga
era batwalanga ebiseera
byebimu nono yamisinganga ku ssomero no wange namisinga. The problem is that two issues. Your girl, your daughter is indisciplined. My boy My son has several girlfriends. How come that your stupid girl got pregnant?
Omwana ngo wamuwayo.
Yes. Fenaka tubeere ku extreme.
Kakatulo mwamalirawa.
Bombi nga babatadde. Namugamba gwe ekizibu kyo. Next time buulira muwalawo. Muwalawo yayina kabade etereka. Singa wange yabadde ayina kabade etereka. Singa yayina olubuto. We all lost. Uwe ya losing and wange ya losing. Bonna babata. How can you accept if he raped her? Echo kyanjawulo. If an old man bounces on my young girl, obononya kunjoga. Nkuite wange ne kanti mulete n'ezigala gate n'embwa n'ezita. Ninkuwenyula kiboko. Toyina bakulu bano. Okwata wange. That's marriage.
Mukulu munno bwabanga yasimagana n'omwana mu.
Atya omwana ngo omuto. Mboko nzigalawo. Nefuula kkiriza nojja. Kuba emigo ne gate n'enjigala. Naye muto munne bwe basoma. Kakati these are questions, fundamental questions we should ask the British government. Why do you target a few when many people committed this same offense? Yes. We had a time when the British government donated land overs. Eranga zike kigambo donated by the British government. Ku police. Ngowa majeta jiyingiramu. They were not allowed to be used by the military. That was a directive from the British. Now, did this man originate from British taxpayers? Zamabati. Yes. Kakati mwe, chimota tegera chiri chimu. Having analyzed the loopholes, I make a situation evaluation. The issue is not Mabati.
Kubanga issue eteka kuba ya Mabati, singa ibadde ya Mabati. Mama nabanje yandisuusi.
Nti if the issue is pregnancy, all of the pregnant girls would go.
Kituufu.
If the issue was Mabati, because you have not tried. The British judicial system has no power to try our people. Yes. Nabaganti, if Parliament has a practice of forgiving itself, Kajina yagenda with a billion yagenda Scotty Filizabu Jamuzenya, never Musonyu.
Nekitutu.
They are interfering. This is neo-colonialism, which should not be centered on Among. It's a direct attack on Uganda's sovereignty. Once you were selective, the British government, I doubt whether this is a system, a policy from the British government. When those Europeans operate differently. Kakati, what should worry all Ugandans is that any person who wants to undermine you starts with a weak support. If you start with the number 3 in the country, what would prevent the British or any other country to poke their noses in the judicial system? Donations. I was happy nti Bigirimana teyakozesako sente zebweru nazimba 2 towers. Each tower, yeah, 57 billion plus 2. But the Parliament has taken 7 years. This man took only 2 years. Anji nkubuulira nti Among then is 0. The British cannot be target using the mistake they made was not to target everybody. And they knew which one would excite people. Corruption. But it is the biggest corruption deal ever happened in Uganda to attract the British attention. Yes, these are serious issues. Are we going back to neo-colonialism?
Kyali ne mukadde waffe Tamale Mirundi. Tuli ku nsonga ya eggwanga lya Bungereza okuteeka sanctions ku bantu baffe, speaker wamu ne yali minister Nandutu. Akyakitunnyonnyola ategeeza nti nno issue si ya Mabati. Wateekwa okubeera nga waliwo hidden agenda eri mu kintu kino. Katusooka tuwummulemu, tukomewo, ayongere okututangaaza, tovaawo.
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire. TV obusoga bulayire.
Obwengula obulabika obulungi okutuukira ddala ku ttaka erya langi eya kitaka. Langi zino tuzirabira ne ku bisenge, ku mmotoka ne mu bunyonyi kw'ossa ne mu bisolo eby'enjawulo. Langi eno erungi ya buli kimu. Langi bwe bulamu.
Okusinziira ku langi ez'enjawulo enkumuliitu ze tulina ku Global Paint, ye langi wa Global aleetawo enjawulo ku bisenge. Tulina Global Silk Vinyl asiigibwa munda, Global Weather Coat asiigibwa ebweru ne Global Matte owazi siiringi. Weefunire langi ya Global ku hardware yonna ekuli okumpi.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Omwana mulenzi acidic vocals, Ugandan's Afrobeat singer, the lyrically boy nanyini mavuka agatambuza bakyala kandaginagi adduse ku cricket ovo mu concert emba gyatumye ndi musoga ku Friday ngena kusomwezi 3 Agusto emitwalo 2 DP emitwalo 5 emezi emiliyoni 2 ono mwana mulenzi acidic vocal ajasindokomya emiziki nimbwa yesigame mamba buli kayimba konna komanyi cricket ovo tujijuze nimwe abannumira olulimi olusoga muliwa gwafumbirwa busoga olinayo mukwano gw'omusoga musoga wa musoga musaleko n'obuwala obuva idinda nga bucakala buwoza nife abasasula lente ate twamala twasula mu ndongo oba enumba tusasula yaki. Friday nga 3 August Cricket Oval acidic vocals ne musoga bitegekeddwa Abitex Promotions biwagiddwa Ugatunes ne Mama Baba Entertainment Limited.
My friend, just enter. Everyone now has all access to Pearl Magic Prime. Kasim, give this man some biscuits.
They are over.
They're over. But relax. Here is where you get to enjoy all the premium local entertainment. You see these people here? They're on DSTV Access, like you. But now they can watch big shows like Sanyu, then they fall in love. Or they can watch Beloved and they cry. Do you like crying? You look like you like crying.
They have brought more biscuits.
You see, this is your home of entertainment.
Akulisayo nnyo mukuumulako nenkwebazawo okubeera mu programu yaffe eno The Big Story, ekitundu ekisembayo mu programu eno ganga muka nga ne mukadde waffe Tamale Mirundi mutabani wa Yowaana ne mmuli ba Mirundi eri waffe ekalisizo. Tuli ku nsonga ezikwata ku ggwanga n'okusingira ddala ku nsonga eno eya Bungereza okuteeka envumbo ku speaker wa Parliamentary obutaddamu kulinnya mu ggwanga eryo wamu ne yali minister omumyuka wa minister avunanyizibwa ku nsonga z'ekkalamujja Nandutu abateekeddwako ekkomo obutagenda mu ggwanga lya Bungereza nga Bungereza egamba nti n'abakulu bano beenyigira mu nsonga z'okubulankanya amabaati agali gagenda ekkalamujja. Kakati programu yaffe ne tutuusibwa kaba Everett Real Estate Dealers bano nno nga bebatunda wamu n'okugula ettaka okwetoola eggwanga lyonna. Abakulu bano nga basangibwa wali kubayita ababiri ku kuba erigenda e Kasenyi ku kizimbe ekiriko Abusa Bank waggulu awo ojja okubasanga. Akati abakulu bano balina estate ez'enjawulo okuli Kanyanda miliyoni 6 zokka. Tukwatako ku ssente z'ebitundu tulina estate endala esangibwa Kaliti Nkowe miliyoni 25 era n'ebitundu tubikwata estate esangibwa Nakawuka wamu ne estate esangibwa Egaluga eyo nno yababbingwa miliyoni 65 naye babbingwa nabo etubasika omukono n'osasula ekitundutundu n'olyoka ozimba ennyumba yo ng'etunudde mu nnyanja. Kakati tukyusa ebyapa ne tubiza mu mannyago ate tubayambako n'okukwatiriza mu kayana z'ettaka. Tuli ku simu noti 7 noti 5 217 137 noti 7 noti 5 217 137 oba noti 77 noti 317 10 beba Everett Real Estate Dealers abatutera ssente mu programu ya feno. Ndine mukadde waffe Tamale Mirundi mutabani wa Yowaana ne mmole ba Mirundi eri waffe kalisizo mu buddu ali mu kusunsula nsonga ku nsonga.
Kakati kufetola ntufiirwa abantu kati abo ba Everest.
Yes.
Mbewunya lwaki tebali mu baconmen. Two, where they have survived. Tijomai, once a giant, has resorted to be declared.
Magandazi musajja waffe bamulangiridde mu abavu owajjomaayi
ono wagonde bamwitanga batya
Kasulu
Kasulu ended up in prison.
yabeeranga
How have these people managed to survive?
ever right
Kubanga wano Bannayuganda kye bakola bwe balabamu ekintu duplicate akolebwa mu kye succeeded which has a market. Kati wali badde ba Everest abakoninga abantu naye tobalaba
nga bw'owulidde bana basajja ab'ebweru abagamba mbu waliwo omusajja eyita Kitonsa kojja abakubira n'abajjako ssente oluusi si kojja Kitonsa
baleete ebyuma byange bibakwate neegundi kakati olaba Kimbowa olwawulidde nti yafunye diiro buli omu agenda kweyita kojja Kimbowa besabulishing n'ebugundi eyo
era n'okojja Kitonsa alina okutereeza erinnya lye abantu abali
mu byalo kuba Ugandans don't have brains to think bo bakolera ku kya muntu kikoze eki programs tuziweerowera kakati let me give you two examples because when we are evaluating a situation you look at the past. A decision is based on the past experience, the current situation, the future, and what you want to achieve. This is decision making. We had a problem with the Tulo. They created a case involving Tulo. But the laws governing oil dictate that the people who are the jurisdiction that handles the oil is in London. Amafuta bagawuliza London. Museveni bamubba ne bakwata tiimu yonna created case ne bagenda e London mbutula ebawaabidde Museveni n'atuuka n'obbawa handshake ne ngamba omuka I want that woman former Uganda Revenue Authority person you will be picked one day from Kalamuja Manyara Manyata.
Lwaki omusango bagutwala London?
What was important obububbi n'abawane handshake mbamuwonyeza. Museveni is not receive.
Ababbi bamukoleramu.
Ababbi bamukoleramu nnyo. Kakati the mistake they made ninjibabuulirawo. Where did you find Uganda Revenue Authority as a paying department? It's a collection revenue. Oyo omukazi muganti agamanyo gosinika bajja kujja mumanyata bano badduka isini Uganda teyadduka dda I predicted nti ogenda kudduka
Revenue Authority
yali esasuddaani. How can somebody tell you nti as the head of Uganda Revenue Authority become a paymaster?
Tekisoboka.
Baali baagala kusiba ono olina bamanyi oge oba yanyweranga mukyanzi balina brain nga bwe mbaga nti Mwenda alina brain ebya organ yabidetectingirawo n'abigaana era these are now my Songo allies. Mwenda, the president, Professor Uncle Sam mbalaba mu meeting even yesterday morning the early morning they were reported meeting yabwe yonna nagikutte mwabaddemu ne Diana
buli lunaku batuuza meeting neza kumaka nkasa era nagenze buyise ku program kasa kumaka nkaka kabaka barabye ngomanya ntino ka detectives
nazire mu masindi zange ngamba bataka na technology wa video tewali kuweka. That is one case. The case involving a Tulo and the Ugandan government was handled in Britain because that's how the oil is arranged. CM kunsezo sima mafuta yes UK ina mafuta mu North Sea
naye si evunanyizwa
ku the Holy Land Island abangereza gye baswapinga n'aba German so that Britain could take over Uganda is the North Sea. Heligoland Treaty
gye bakola endagaano
when you go to Germany in Berlin every former colony has a street. There is a Uganda street in the Berlin stressing the importance that Karl Peters had signed an agreement with Mwanga putting Uganda into the German sphere of influence. One, when they transferred Sudir's Bank, when they wanted to kill the Sudir's Bank, DFCU, why? The shareholders are in London. It was because Cyril has money that he managed to take the case to sue them in London. Yes. If we can respect these British set up rules, why do they assault our dignity? This is not whether among has properties, what they prove otherwise. That's not the argument. The argument is that having analyzed the situation, that if all of pregnant girls must go, what makes some remain and others go? If the British government was interested in Mabati, everybody would touch it in Mabati. Would go?
Yeah.
There was a case in Kenya involving 3 drunkards. By the morning, the 2 drunkards were dead. The other one who survived, because we were not staying in the same area, came back to the same drinking place. Hey. Yes. As they were dragging it, the police was dragging the woman away the beer cellar. The man emerged. They said, "Are you mad?" "I'm not mad." "Why?" "Your colleagues died and you were coming back to the same drinking place." He said, he told the police he was stupid. If we drank from the same place poisonous beer, I will also be dead. Now that I'm alive, it means from here, they went somewhere else where they drank a poisoned beer. The police, the side officers were disarmed because of the brain of the drunkard. So if the issue, the concern of the British is to have a store of iron sheets, do we have several types of iron sheets? The one that we are stolen by Amongi and the other two. The rest were stolen from a different consignment. Natural intellect. Then I make a conclusion. Why the British are attacking the speaker is the homosexual bill, law. All of these people are innocent. The 2 ministers were dragged into it. Why? The British government knew that once you came up and said, "I choose you among of presiding over Parliament," that it passed this law, the public will support you among, bring corruption, which will divide the society. And what's the intention? The intention is to ensure that the other parliaments in Africa or elsewhere don't emulate the same example. That's why they're targeting the speaker. But Isama Wanga Amalala to quarter speaker, you're presiding over parliament. When you talk about homosexuals, Ugandans, because they're fully behind the law.
Kati President Museveni alitekako mukono
bamanyi. You see the system in Uganda, Bazungu bamanyi system. Tukita systems analysis. They have people like me. The intelligent people are there.
Bamanyi ntino mususule ensonga
how does the Ugandan parliament operate? One, they know. Under our constitution, if Museveni rejects a bill 3 times, the speaker sends to it and it operates. Ekitegeeza Museveni tomukwata. Ne bwe yaliriganye speaker yalikoze. That's why they are targeting the speaker. Museveni tomukwata.
Oyina kutagetinga speaker.
Kubanga constitution egande kugamba nti if the bill, if Museveni rejects a bill that has been passed by an elected parliament, parliament, what does it mean?
Speaker, you know,
yes. Kakati ye Museveni musajja mugezi. He has not created a situation that gives the speakers of Uganda an appetite to sign. Talizaayo. Ajamu buparagrafu bumeka. Bubiri busatu. Akimanyi once he allows this practice of rejecting and the speaker signs, the speaker will develop this appetite. Bajja kutandika obikola. Then where Museveni's powers will be eroded.
Ate kyatayagala.
Ye tayiza kukkiriza. Ye mugezi. Mugezi Museveni
kakati Bungereza yo ekitegedde nti no speaker ya
system ya Uganda ejimanyi.
Kakati awe yagale tukwate.
But again, as you pointed out earlier, the first person to be punished over this bill would be Nabanja.
Kubanga jegava.
Nabanja is the head of government business. This is the iron of it. Where do you find a person who is a vice president, who is not the head of government business? He's unique. Where is your seniority? The head of government business would be the vice president.
Ne bachikola vice.
Bachikola twembalasi. Chiseka. Anti oyo musajja bamuyitangana gwe bajooganga ennyo Adyebo. Adyebo one time rejected because before you go out you must ask the speaker for permission. So there was an arrogant minister called Sir Richard Kezuka. Kezuka was going for a trip and he went to Adyebo. He wrote a letter to Adyebo. Told Adyebo. Adyebo told him, you will not go. I've denied the permission to travel. He went to borrow money in one of the parastatals headed by Kakwan, Coffee Marketing Board. Kakwan said no. Therefore the Prime Minister has refused. Kezuka, because of his arrogance, sacked Kakwan. Yes. And he wrote in Adyebo's letter, I will travel because considering your knowledge Adyebo, you don't know the value of my trip. In Adyebo's letter. So, when you see some of these boys who are tormenting me, some people are very arrogant, extremely arrogant. He must be tamed. A serious man. Museveni agamba Kezuka. And Uganda is instructing what you said. Kezuka na agana. He rejected Museveni's directive. When we met Museveni as editors, I asked him, how come that Kezuka could defy your orders? Museveni said, I know Kezuka is idiotic. When we were studying, he used to ride a piki and he would go to school in his shoes. But what I said, I told Kategaya, the late Kategaya, the president explained. He told the late Kategaya, go. In the presence of Kategaya in the parliament, in Kezuka in the parliament, that had no powers to behave with that way, he will not go and Kakwan be reinstated. But this man refused. But as arrogant fellows always do, like the Hitlers, like the Napoleons, like these ones we have here, I have decisively humiliated and defeated. India, whatever do. Kezuka bamugobera omutwalo gumuwali back. Tienguzi amutwalo ogwa. That's a state. Nambo ze bamusibira emitwalo eki. Ena. A state teyinza kuga nti wabbye million 10, million 5, you have sympathy.
Obusente buno obutono
kubera. Nti Mirundi bamukute n'omwana w'essomero. This is when you embarrass me. This is how a state operates, to embarrass you. How can a speaker of parliament be denied access to your care because of iron sheets? How much is an iron sheet? You would say that Britain has moved in because the speaker stood between their deal, because they have to remain to have companies. And let me give you an example. They are not honest. Those people are not honest. During the Commonwealth conference in Uganda, Britain was represented by their then Prime Minister Gordon Brown. Gordon Brown told the president that that company that was allocated land to construct houses, cheap houses in Naguru, which remains a bush today. Yeah, it's a Scottish company. Fake. It's fake. And it's fake. Leave Betikami alone.
Satellite city.
Even when we went to Britain with the president, these people emerged. And I suspected them. I told them, these are fake people. But on addition, when Gordon Brown came and met Museveni, you say he had a chance. Museveni in many cases, I saw Gordon Brown defending a fake company, that this is a Scottish company. What has it done? The champion is over corruption. What has this fake British company done here? It's the bush movie, Balagay. You have no more authority to talk about Ryan.
Nobody corrupt.
And Mumutia visas. Me, when I decided to fight this arrogant group, the first thing I did was to surrender their passport. I surrendered my passport because I was prepared to subject them to a humiliating defeat. This is how we fight battles. You put the battle on your enemy's door. Whereas if the British are concerned about corruption involving a few iron sheets, what has their Scottish company?
Kakati Scottish company eyo yatuliyirira nga bo Italo company wetwagiriza.
Misu bali banonya mukutunda poloti.
Zabalema.
Most of these companies are not companies, are not theirs. They use names and deceive Africans. I told you Museveni went to Malaysia to inspect a company called land, Westmont Lands, yali yammwe. Eri bali bagiyita batya. Westmont Yeza. Eri Malaysia. Museveni went and inspected a different company. The company that bought UCB was Moyes company. Bidco has never been a Malaysian company. Bidco was owned by Nicholas Biwote. We give it land, we give what? The business are nowhere. Biwote? Tibiriyo. Challenge them whether Bidco is a Malaysian company. They don't even know it in Malaysia. Mijingo, yeah, Nicholas Biwote. He Kenya. Maybe before he died, he had sold his hair. Bidco is destroying the Kabaka's forest. Once they coopted, some of the mango crooks, the Baba take up Bidco. Do you hear the noise? These are crooks.
Kakati future speaker waffe.
Anti-future speaker one.
Uganda.
Therefore you consult a man like me. What's the role of your High Commissioner in Britain? I don't know him. Me, I don't know the High Commissioner of Uganda to Britain. I don't know him. Yan. Bomumai. Bane wali wamanyi High Commissioner wa Bungereza wa Uganda Bungereza. Wano wali. This is the problem.
Very popular ndoza.
These are not career diplomats. The first person to be recalled would be the Uganda High Commissioner to Britain. He cannot represent Uganda. And when you look at it, I would not be surprised that he was a former RDC. Former RDC Kwa Museveni bamuteka ko police. Museveni what he has done, one of the mistakes Museveni has done is to extend the civil service into everywhere. Civil service has rules. You apply, you must have a certain level of qualifications. China, when I see these people, the way they conduct themselves, they consider China as a serious city. How many people are going to China? Me, I said no. I cannot send my children to China to learn the world. China is not a democracy. To Southern MPs, they sit once a year. Everything is done by the Piruziburu. This is why. Banabana bayu wa idiba bera 10 basomera mu Europe ne bakubaba. Omwana wayu wa idio nzo kumugeraganya ne yasomera China. Nga no kuyingira communist party you must apply. Kati otwala otyo omuntu e China akuyambe mu democracy wa Uganda. They even then the presence of the Chinese and they have their pampered here. What happens is who is your ambassador to China? Chiyonga doesn't want it there.
Chiyonga liba muteka yo.
Wagidoso. A former RDC to China. Why don't you take there Wafula Ogutu? Wafula Ogutu started in China. He speaks Chinese. All of these things are not considered. They're not considered. So once you have a weak diplomatic core, you get embarrassments. Let me give you 2 examples to justify my point that Uganda does not have a serious diplomatic core. For you think everybody can be an ambassador of everyone.
Anti-president is
we are in Germany.
We
are in Germany meeting in Makeri. The president was in a meeting with Makeri. Your ambassador to Germany picked a phone. During the discussion, she said, "No, who is calling?" Everybody looked at her. And the German government protested. Why do you underrate us? We are serious partners in Uganda. Why do you bring such a people here? Who doesn't know this is a serious matter where you cannot respond to a phone? An ambassador. So, because for me, I did international law, I did international relations, I did diplomacy. Not to get a job. Many people believe that You do things to get
Ye
jobs.
president yote ya
Psychology, and mbimanyi byonna. Some have taught myself. Mbimanyi. Look at cases, as I said earlier. To when you are going to decide the decision making, you look into the past. Do you have examples in the past? Yes. At one time, they had imposed travel sanctions on the President Kagame. A Spanish magistrate. Yes. But because Rwanda has a strong diplomatic department, there was a senior aide of Kagame. They had no evidence. Rwanda, because of its serious department, as I told you, and the Rwandese, President Kagame is strategic. Nabagamba nti when one of your workers works in your supermarket and he starts yours, after yours has collapsed, he succeeds. He runs from your mistake.
Amanya mistakes ezali
mwenu. Kagame is a better Museveni.
Kubanga yamanyi ebiremi.
Yet tolerating a corruption yategeera ye yali ya Uganda. Kagame n'ategeera abangereza nti basigaliza ebintu bisatu. Their pound, the church, the Anglican church is so destroyed, the monarch and the Premier League.
Premier League yo yamanyi.
Premier League is the wa budget ya Bungereza.
Mpitiri.
Kagame invested in the Premier League. Why olwa mukozi ali mu genda n'omutwe gwe mukamwana wo baba gamba nti abafaganize ababadde bayamba America babajjayo baleme batta reprisals. Uganda was considered one of them. Abayayi ne bagamba Uganda ni men are sharpening to intimidate them. Omukazi yennyini najja
niye ebintu ebyo abantu bategeera.
Yes. The minister on BBC say, yes, we are welcoming this Afghanis. Uganda ni men are sharpening. Ne babateeka ne ku gundi abali balaba emmotoka z'empaka. Nti look, are we dying? Uganda ni men dying to have a love relationship with the Afghanis. How many Ugandans have married the Arabs? A whole minister was interviewed on BBC. She's just a woman. But in Rwanda, it's a struggle, between the British government and other parties over the offer to Rwanda to clear these immigrants seeking permission to enter Britain, not to go straight away. Let us have a center in Uganda. Clear those who have cleared to go back and enter Britain. But there's a bit of struggle. Why? Rwanda knows how many hotels remain empty. These people are going to use our water, they are going to use our hotels, they are going to use our food, and they are so
Rwanda befunamu.
Yes. A whole minister in gender, a woman, was interviewed on BBC. A minister, a serious minister. Yes. Our men are sharpening, including yours. You are getting, Mao used to say, garbage in, garbage out. Let me give you another example. President Uhuru Kenyatta and his advice. Yes. Garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out.
Mutabani wa Yohana tukyali ku nsonga ya speaker ne gwange lya Bungereza. Speaker ebiseera bye mu maaso ebyo bwa speaker biyimiridde
bitaka
agenda kubitubuulira ng'akomyewo. Katusooke tuwummulemu n'oluvannyuma tukomewo tovaawo.
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire. Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire.
Omujuwa Banna Kampala Hajaruna Mubiru huyo Kusene Hotel Roktanunga mwina August Noshoja atumye Hajaruna Mbiru live in concert Chigenda kubera chika Okuingira shinze mtuano 15 Hate meza ya milioni 3 Nga 10 August Colin Hotel Mukono Shinzo mtuano kumu VIP mtuane 3 Nga 10 August Maria Frema Saka Shinze mtuane 2 Na VIP mtuane 5 17 August Student Sita Mitiana Shinzo
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire.
Ono mumanyi omujuwa Banna Kampala Hajaruna Mubiru huyo Kusene Hotel Roktanunga mwina August Noshoja atumye Hajaruna Mbiru live in concert Chigenda kubera chika Okuingira shinze mtuano 15 Hate meza ya milioni 3 Nga 10 August Colin Hotel Mukono Shinzo mtuano kumu VIP mtuane 3 Nga 11 August Maria Frema Saka Shinze mtuane 2 Na VIP mtuane 5 17 August Student Sita Mitiana Shinzo mtuano gumo Haruna Mubiru kuse mustari nkora si hakuno Hakonko nendongeri live korokawa Yimbe paka kunyama Abayimbi bonapa muwereke deko Emeza tuagara ko bi baby Bitutututu Bibrabas Ebyana bimirikimbe Bifavu Abaya byambala ziri tight Friday mwenda ugasire na hotel Hajaruna Mbiru live in concert Bitege kedwa keti events Oluone biwagirwa Zeti earphones Simbaland H&M restaurant Newman's abakoro bumpati Joe Color Solutions
MTN. Together, we're unstoppable.
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire.
Amanya ganze Nanjobe Madina ni wano nga nzo bategeeza ku mwoleso gwaffe gaggadde nga guwagiddwa Luba ne Buganda Tourism gugenda kubeera mu Lubiri ng'ennaku z'omwezi 16 ogw'omunaana otuuka nga 25 bamikwano mwena mujje singa okolaba ice cream nze Naira Yami ice cream nze akutte mu kintu mube bagumu ku luno buli yeetaaze buli ayagala ku nsonga yonna ya ice cream noonya Naira Yami ice cream.
Destiny Encounter International Nejinja Christian Leaders Fellowship bakuleetedde omusajja wa Katonda Mukama bakozesa olutali luno omusumba ate nabbi omutuufu Prophet Charlie Sharp okuva USA mu lukuŋŋaana lw'enjiri gaggadde olw'abalokole bonna naawe atannaba kulokoka Uganda Jinja City Jesus Healing Crusade mu Jinja Railway Grounds nga munaana okutuuka nga 11 gw'omunaana 2024 ku myezi olw'eggulo nga Mukama atandika okuyita mu bantu be leeta abalwadde leeta abanyigirizibwa kasitaani abalema be baaloga abalina endwadde ezibalemeddeko kusabira olukuŋŋaana lwa bwereere nanti Yesu y'omu kyo leero n'emirembe gyonna Uganda Jinja City Jesus Healing Crusade.
Park and Go Tours and Travel beba kukolera ku by'entambula n'otuuka mu nsi yonna gy'oyagala. Kati nno gwe ayagala ogenda okukola okuwummula okulambula ng'oyagala kulambula Canada, America, Bungereza kw'ossa n'ensi za Schengen zonna jangu ku Park and Go. Teweerabira waliwo omukisa ennaku zino ogwa Germany ne Canada eyaggulira buli muntu. So nno jangu ku Park and Go kubanga tusobola okutwalira ku looni gwe n'osasula ng'otuuse. Tuli bakugu mu kukola ku mpapula ng'eza zi visa, zi work permit, kw'ossa passport n'ebirala nkubuliitu. Ate gw'ayagala okulambula ekkula Uganda olinyumirwe naawe jangu otutuukirire tukulambuze Uganda. Tusangibwa ku luguudo oludda Entebbe ku kizimbe kya Amida e Kajjansi. Park and Go Tours and Travel e Kajjansi. The world starts now.
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire.
Mbakulisayo nnyo mukumulako okwo nembebaza okubeera mu programu yaffe eno Ganga Mukamu mu kitundu kino ekisembayo the big story. Mwetubeera ne mukadde waffe Tamale Mirundi mutabani wa Yowaana ne Mmole ba Mirundi eri waffe kalisizo mu Buddu nga tukobaganya ku nsonga ekwata ku ggwanga erya Bungereza ne sanctions eryatadde ku bakulembeze baffe omuli ne speaker nga tuli mu kwogerako era nga programu yaffe eno mbajjukiza nti ne batuusibwako aba Everett Real Estate Dealers bano nga batunda abamu n'okugula ettaka mu bitundu by'eggwanga bino ebyenjawulo
abatajja kubba
nga tulina ettaka ekanyanda millions 6 tulina ettaka ekalitinkowe millions 25 ate nga tulina ettaka nakawuka millions 25 tetukomaawo wokka tulina n'ettaka eddala eriri eggaluga millions 65 so akati aba Everett mugende mubasange kubayita ababiri kukubo erigenda Kasenyi awo nno waggulu w'ekizimbe kiriko Abusa Bank wojja okubasanga nga bali ku simu noti 7 noti 5 217 137 noti 7 noti 5 217 137 oba noti 77 noti 317 10 biba Everett Real Estate Dealers abakafulu mu kutunda ettaka ate nga lya byapa byokka tebatunda bibanja batunda ettaka eririko ebyapa byokka tukyali ku nsonga enkulu Tamale Mirundi wetugendedde nga ina example endala gyatwa ya Moyi
many
sebo mukulu Tamale
Ugambi and what I'm saying you don't have a strong diplomatic core. You don't have career diplomats and you have a problem with the Chinyarwanda practice. When one person is attacked, you believe that he's going to create a vacuum for another person. And when my programs are switched off, other TV stations don't see it as an attack on the media. Ojokeri wana kwa somo twe tweba jasi giza kajye ntweyo ekyo nkifunye ane nkubulira negamba nti Kenya boss Wohoro and Ruto were indicted by ICC and there's an arrogant fellow in Kenya. I read about his articles. He's celebrated, he's a PhD holder, teaches in American Union. But when he analyzes many things of his, he did law, but he does not have grasp of political principles. The man is there, even in Sunday moon, very flamboyant. I was here, you have humiliated and given bloody noses. What did the Kenyans do? The ICC, that man wrote, forget about Uhuru Kenyatta, they can even sign a check and you take it to the bank. The Uhurus decided to do one thing. Once somebody is paying for your political blood, remain humble and humble yourself. The issue was that a retired judge called Waki had connived with Raila Odinga to ensure that these people don't stand against him. God does not believe in malice. Raila Odinga is a failure. He's now going to Ruto to support him. As if a Muganda asks you, when you ask somebody something, the one you denied something in the past, you think he has forgotten.
Naye kyogamba nti no eyo
naye bali abasajja b'Ekenya baayimirawo ku bantu baabwe and they voted them in spite of the noise around them. But this is Britain, not the ICC. Britain is a single country. But where have Ugandans come up? Parliament, before this morning, who speaks for Parliament comes up to tell us that he does not own property. The issue is not that he owns property, because they have not mentioned it, stick on any sheets. And the fact that this is an internal matter. We have cases in Britain. There is a man called Rodi Archer, who was the big finance of the Conservative Party. He sued a newspaper, and he was not seen on the beach with a woman. But the newspaper he was awarded £500,000. Hey, Rodi Archer. And he could beach Saturday. They failed to share the money with his friend. And his friend spilled the beach and said we are there. Rodi Archer was put in prison. Are we having just Uganda a travel ban for Rodi Archer? It's a British matter. There was also a case involving the minister and some MPs violating parliamentary privileges. They said those who live in Britain must have houses. you get a horse allowance. But even those who are living in Britain, we are not living in Britain. We are living in Britain. What to have allowances, house allowance, which was illegal. They were caught. And one minister was using government funds to buy movies, blue movies for her husband, to stimulate him. They were dealt by the British law. They were dealt with by the British law. Did any country impose a ban on them? So this is an assault on our sovereignty and independence. And how are you sure that from moving to the speaker, they will not move to the executive, they will not move to the judicial?
Speaker yaitamu etteeka lya homosexuality.
And kinkubuulira, kakati the issue is homosexuality, but they are hiding. They know that if you use the homosexuality issue, Ugandan is running behind. What? Mubwe muli fetulowoza fetukiriza amabati gati divided into two. How has since independence the British were here, what did they create for Karamoja if their attention is in Karamoja? Nothing. What happened to those who squandered the Wero funds amounting to $10 million? We pose the question, are you honest? Are you honest?
Nekitegeeza nti no ne Parliament ya Britain ya Bungereza nayo ekkiriziganya ne sanctions.
Abazungu baseparating what the reports from the American ambassador here or the High Commission ate say over M16 sibeera nabyo.
Biba byanjawulo.
Omubaka wa America ayinza okuwandikira ebbaluwa tugenda ku American Embassy ofune visa.
Tekisoboka.
They separate. Bush, when Bush declared war on Saddam Hussein, his pastor objected. He said when it comes to matters related to religion, I agree with you. This is politics. Bush rejected the opinion of his pastor during the America Saddam war. But if you don't have a stronger department, until you are going to have an oil producer, you would strengthen your position in Saudi Arabia. But even the man you are appointed to go to Saudi Arabia is sitting here in foreign affairs in a small office, waiting $200,000. And you say, Museveni said, once you produce oil, I'm going to dress like a sheikh. An oil producer, you would strengthen yourself in Saudi Arabia.
Awali abakafuru.
Abamafuta. Omwana agenda okufumbirwa atandika okutambula ko mu gawuni. Zabanne n'agenda ku mpaka. Which one switch? Which one kiki ekiri ku mulembe? Which one kiki? Kakati bw'obanga ne Saudi Arabia ng'ogenda okusima amafuta. And how do you flout the president's directive?
Kati mukulu Tamale. Future ya Amongi mu politics erieti. Anakomawo.
Future ya Amongi. The dangerous thing is that those countries operate in groups. Once Britain denies you, you will see other countries denying you. Two, how do you have a speaker who cannot be allowed to move?
President anakola naye.
Anti kyenkubuulira. Until kati banaboogera speaker boogera talina property. They are not raising any issue. Don't divert from the real issue. The real issue they are using is iron sheets. You concentrate on iron sheets. What's the British interest in iron sheets? Tell us. Were they donated by Britain? Were they manufactured in Britain? Were they supplied by a British company? In case, even if they were supplied by a British company, it means that the government has refunded the money. Museveni ordered the buying of new iron sheets. How many Kalamajongo do you have in the British Parliament? Yes. What investment did the British invest in Karamoja in the last 70 years they were here to be concerned about the plight of Karamoja? Are they the leading donors in Karamoja? Whenever Karamoja is struck by food shortages, famine, How many times have we seen the British taking their food? Why do you cry more than the DVD family? Mr. Britain.
Human rights
we should line behind our speaker. The issue is homosexuality. That's why they want to intimidate the parliament. And they are not doing here. No. They are telling other parliaments, other speakers. I even had 2 speakers. There is a speaker in South Africa and another in Namibia. Where are they concentrated? Democracy is easy. It is easier to fight South Korea than fighting in North Korea. The other one is a democracy. This one is a dictatorship. This is why in North Korea.
North Korea,
He is not democratic. Again, in democratic countries, you target the democratic institution. You create panic. Nibatia. Kati mweria mwebalimanyi. Having seen the judgment, yabalamuzi ebalindo olabe.
Ni ati bano tubabatwala mu court.
Kugambye etteka lya homosexuality lyagenda mu court because you cannot appeal against an assented bill. Kasa president zikakuwa mukono neliragawa.
Ni balingira ne bakola appeal.
Abalamuzi ne baba bagezi. Balina bibajjamu ne tebalijjamu.
Tebalijjawo.
Yes. It tells you how powerful the homosexuals are. In fact, I have a problem. Whenever in a situation evaluation, with your driver wange, wali wakozesa moto entwe yako buli primitive kasajja kali primitive nyaka gikozesa kagalako yusi n'entwe yako n'entwe ne mukazi wako nateeka mu ekitwembu bakimu abaana ku ssomero. Whenever abaana nga bava ku ssomero wanga bagende motoka ebula. Whenever there is a big wedding, kajigendera mu n'entwe yako omanyi mu Western Uganda. If you don't have a government registered number, you will feel. Neatenga nze wange motoka ziriwo mmeka.
Nyingi waka.
Nze abaana bange bangana. My children told me never bring a government vehicle to collect us from school or to take us. Children reduce us. Abaana bavuma mu motoka yabo. Mbakimira mu Mirundi wanu.
So simweyizo.
Mirundi wanu.
Ye banona.
Ye nona abaana bange Mirundi wanu. Benz, Mercedes Benz. Wava muno airlifted it from London. When I had the money, can you fight me? Me with allies. Songo allies. Now my Songo allies in this case. He's the president. Mwenda and others. You are isolated. This is why I've decided to go to Parliament. To widen my platform. Yes, to widen my platform. We are lacking intellectuals. To look. When you look at the way the Ministry of Sports is working, it's to isolate Hamozi Chisao. But Ham has helped us, has woken up a sleeping dog. You are panicking now. You are panicking now. Atechaliwo. Nebadusangala bizabwe. Ndoza no mupira ba. Nambole kakati akola nnyo. Bageze n'emipiira. How much money if we audit that money, how much money have you eaten?
Tamale nade kono omuntu omu yagenze Nambole.
Nte kisawe cha Hamu mu cha isolating.
Ali mufufwa. Ne yangamye nti mwami kwezi sente ze babbye Nambole tetuzimanyi.
Gwanga umanyika nkuvuli.
Bataddemu butebe
fa Abaganda
Sigalangi na muddo.
Ibajja kumuyulu gwanga talina waabonera. Fetubala. Bajja Obua, they removed Obua, they humiliated Obua. Obua was the Minister of Sports, humiliated him. Mbumama ayagala ogwanga. Ayagala ogwanga. Kubanga mukozi analya sente. Mukozi analya sente. The buses must be removed. When bobera n'abantu abalaba abangi Kyamonge naye ayina abalabe bangi. You have gone to Busoga, Mama Busoga. Kataka is there. Kataka is formidable. You have hinted on removing the buses.
Zineza samu kutesa.
Umanyina nyiri
Pioneer.
Kataka nkuvulire. There was a time when we were sitting facing giving his first lift to Nambole bajitunde. What if they bought that Nambole at that time? Which was intended for sale.
Ni bali balijitundira ki?
Baleta abanyankole abogera Uganda n'olunyankole.
Bajigule.
And bali commending. Nambole yeta kyasoboka. The habitating it is very expensive. Mukijjewo. mu kitunde ne bagamba Namboole is sitting in a 2 square mile land. Ne bajja abanyankole aboogera Oluganda n'Olungereza Abachina aboogera Oluganda n'Olungereza manyi Oluganda n'Olunyankole ne bagamba mbu ekisaawe ky'e Nakivubo kijjibwewo kubanga ne wekikakinga fire kiti wali escape rule batundewo. There was the most stupid person omuwumba tuutu kitandwe waliwo sajja nga baliyita omanyi ffe mu Baganda omufungulandiga yasinga obusiru emufungulandiga wonders how a sheep can mount the other when it has a large chikira, a large tail. The Mufungulandiga will wait and see. He is confused. How do they? The already Baganda uses Rwanda. Abasinga abayambalanga ovulo. Ovulo Abaganda baziyita Muganda omuzungu tapa. But the Bazungu don't go to the toilet. Why? How do they remove the overalls? Ngabagenze mu toilet. Tuzita muzungu tapama. There were an argument in Uganda when they saw singers and these contractors donning overcoats. Muzungu tapama. But what way to search you to bakiyitanga kitandwe. The boy has no money. The boy has proved he has money. You kept his money in a certain bank thinking that you will fail. Yes. He told me, Tata tulumba basajja abo be bayina obuyinza. Be bayina obuyinza ekisaawe kyaffe kireke taata va ku bantu basajja abo. But as a Ugandan, I want to tell you, once the president has endorsed this kisaawe, you must follow suit. Museveni consult. Tugamba kafu yakanye mbuti kiweze. Pudu Museveni visit and tour and commission ekisaawe kitaweze.
Tekisoboka.
Teyageze mpira Museveni simusambi wa mufiri.
Nagukuba.
Museveni tajjanga ku mutimu n'asamba.
Yasambirako enambo.
Kakati bantu bagambye ya musingo okutegeera. Nti isolated ng'ekisaawe. He will call you. Obatabawo batakoze eki. Atogona taswala zibananga enswala. Ekisaawe kyesaagala. I said Magago did not go there.
Ukuruno olwa Museveni.
Fwe batugamba mu politics, nobody quarrels with the success. This young man has succeeded.
Ekisawe yakizimbi.
If otigwa ogwanga gy'oteekako ebisawe bimeka Museveni byalagidde. He is cool. He is about to die. If you ask the youth of today, my children, you ask them about his cool, they don't know how. But Museveni directed bazimbe ekisawe mu manyaga y'enzikulu mu Arua. What did they?
Atakibua.
Bagamba.
Nekya kibua na kyoya.
Bagamba mbu sente muziwe ba local district. Do they have engineers? Oh no, those are leftovers one day. And if the British had decided to deal with all of those who stole, and they widened their net, I will support them. If every corrupt person is dead to waste, I will a British intervention. Kubanga, when a woman is battered by a violent husband, and she hears that violent husband has been battered thoroughly by another man, the woman can even offer sex to that man. Yes. I'm beat the bow. So when foreign countries like Britain are zeroing on killings of people of organisms, I clap for them because we are afraid to do it. The local authorities are afraid to do it. I clap for them. If they are moving about corrupt people, including those who are involved in the big scandals that have depleted the national resources, I will clap for them. But when they narrow on an individual, they lose my support. Yes. And Britain yarigambye because Britain now broke away from the European Union. It deals with as an independent gund. Bilateral, we call it bilateral. Bilateral means country to country. If the British government had come up strongly, do you know that during over the time, Britain maintained a British advanced training team, training the British killers were killing people in the world. The British government maintained a British advanced training team to train your British soldiers who are killing people. And there was a man called Andrew Cohen, was the Deputy Secretary of State in America. He raised the issue of human rights. The British said no. Nobody knows who is killing the Ugandans, but you are training the soldiers. We cannot tell whether it's soldiers or other people or the rebels. There was a directive, ask him, President Museveni, ask him. There was a directive on all of British airports and ports that if Museveni entered Britain, would be arrested and handed over to Britain. There was a directive. Immediately Museveni took power. The British were here. That's why Uganda is. Which embassy? I always ask people, using my microscope as a person who did international relations, what's the most powerful country in Uganda? You say America, you say Britain, you say the Vatican Embassy. The Vatican Embassy is the most influential and powerful embassy in Uganda. Why? All of the churches belong to the Vatican.
Chitufu. Is that Catholic?
When
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire. Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire.